3 a.m. Pillow Talk. We're with Sondra Glovin. Did I pronounce that right?
Yes,
Okay,
you did.
I didn't practice that beforehand. I try to practice that. All right, and thank you for being on. By the way,
Thanks for
um,
having me.
I know it gets kind of nerve wracking being on video. It took me a long time. Still not used to it. I still get a bunch of anxiety before I go on. So that's
Well, it was a little anxious. I wasn't expecting to be on it so fast. I
it was,
might have, looked a little better, but here we go in the raw. Let's do this.
that's what we're gonna do. All right, so you have something called functional neuro disorder.
Correct.
Okay. How long have you? What? Tell me everything about that.
So, functional neuro disorder, I found out that I had it actually September 7th. I was hanging out at a friend's house and I wasn't feeling quite that good. And I fell face first. We don't know if I passed out first or went into a seizure. And so I had a seizure on September 7th, went into the emergency room. They weren't sure what it was, got a concussion. They sent me home. Week after that, I went into a double seizure, ended up back into the emergency room, and then I lost complete numbness. So I don't have vision in my left eye. I have numbness in my left arm, and my left leg is completely numb. So I have no feeling in my leg. They thought it was stroke-like symptoms. So then I got admitted into the hospital. They weren't sure what it was because I kept having seizures. So they put me in the epileptic clinic, and I had seizures while they did more testing and come to find out it is functional neuro disorder. It's a software issue instead of a hardware issue, which is your epilepsy.
Okay. So it's in your nervous system.
Yeah.
This is a nervous system disorder. How do you get that? Is that neurodivergent? Is it something that is it autoimmune? Is it something that just comes up?
Um, Mine was, I have it based off of a traumatic brain injury. And then, yes, it's caused from PTSD, trauma, just a whole realm of things that have happened to my body.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's from autoimmune and the PTSD.
Let's dig in real quick to the PTSD. Okay, where does that originate?
That originates from being in multiple abusive relationships, a lot of trauma growing up, being sexually assaulted, and just having that rough childhood, not having anybody around and having to do what I could to survive
Okay.
in life out there.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that. How did that affect your life before the functional neuro disorder? How did that trauma?
Um, I have fight or flight really bad. So sometimes somebody will say something to me, and if I don't understand what they're saying, and then I try to ask, and they come back and like, it was that simple, it'll trigger me, and I kind of go into fight or flight, and um, not able to speak, not able to just function in everyday living.
So it's generally it will be fight, flight, or freeze. So
Yes.
which one do you tend toward?
I tend to all three of them pretty quickly,
Okay.
but more so freeze, and then my brain just takes over, as in I go into mini seizures.
Okay. And what triggers those?
Multiple things can trigger them. A sound can trigger them. A smell can trigger them. Somebody could say something, and I hear it, but subconsciously my mind thinks it's something else.
Okay, so it's based on your prior trauma, some trigger. You know, I learned a little while back, and I love talking about this. Um, that our brains actually, what we think of is we think that they take in information, we react, but that's not really how they work. They predict. So that's a much more a smoother operation because our brain wants to expend the least amount of energy. So it will predict because your eyes are. I learned this. Our eyes actually send our brain a far less input than our brain sends our eyes.
Correct.
So we are constantly predicting based on something we have been through in the past. And then what is supposed to happen is we're supposed to correct that. But I think trauma gets in the way sometimes and it doesn't get corrected.
Correct.
Okay. And so how does that affect dating? How does that affect, and I know this is kind of rhetorical, I'm sure, but I want to really dig into it. How does that affect your dating? And you were in a relationship at the time, right? When you found out?
I was in a relationship at the time that I found out, and um, because I've gone through a lot of having to go in and out of doctors. Like right now, I'm on crutches, and so that kind of slows me down a little bit. And then I still have many seizures, and I still don't have vision in my left eye. And so he was just, he couldn't handle it. And then sometimes if I talked, if he asked me a question, I would say something. And then maybe the next time, if he repeated the question, I would say something different because my mind would think of it differently because I would hear it differently. And there was a couple times that I had um, two seizures. And when I came out of it, I didn't know who he was right away.
Okay. Okay. And how long were you guys together?
We were together for about 6 months.
Okay. I'm sorry, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah. So did you know that your trauma was that bad?
No,
No.
I had no idea.
It kind of just not something you put thought into, just something that, because there's a book called Your Body Keeps Score, and I don't remember the author, but he's world renowned, and you have a vagus nerve or a vagal nerve that goes from your brain to your body, and 80% of the information is sent from your body to your brain. So only 20% goes from your brain to your body.
Correct. And I am learning all of this stuff now because before I had my seizures, I mean, I had kind of a crazy life, but I was able to function. I was able to work.
Yeah,
Um, but once I hit my head, now it's just kind of that going down from working 56 hours a week down to 20 hours a week. I had to totally do a job change. And you really become humble when you can go to the store and get what you need to. Now it's just like, do I really need that?
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. Trauma tends to seat itself in your nervous system. Is there a statistic? What has the doctor told you? What statistic of people get this? How does it end up? Yeah, like everything kind of I've never heard of this. And
it's
I
it's
want
very rare. I had never heard of it either until I went up to Anschutz, to UC Health Anschutz up in Denver,
to,
and they have a clinic that specializes in F&D, and when I was in the hospital for them seeing if I had epilepsy or not, Dr. Gallegos had said that 1 out of every 4 people that he sees ends up in this clinic that I'm going to that has the F&D.
Okay. Okay. How are they working with you?
So I go back up on Friday the 9th, and I am getting ready to do extensive treatment. So it's going to like be behavioral health treatment. They'll do movement treatment on me to help me walk again. And then they'll do like EMDR,
I
the
think
eye movement.
yeah, EDMR maybe.
Yes.
Yeah, which is supposed to, I believe that it works through your eyes and is supposed to kind of remap your nervous system to an extent, build
Correct.
different neural pathways, right? Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And do they have you on meds? How has this affected your family?
I am not on meds, and they don't put you on meds. They tried to put me on meds, and I actually had a really bad reaction to them because of the fact that it's not epileptic. So it's not a hardware, it's software. It's all through the nerves.
Okay.
So the more medication I'm on, the more I would react. Um, it's been very hard on the family because they don't understand, because some of the trauma has happened from, back in 2013, and here we are at 2026.
Yeah.
And the doctor said, unfortunately, because the way I hit my head and re-triggered that brain injury, it can happen. So that's kind of a crazy thing, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Um, because I never knew. So my world, when I grew up and then had my kids, I saw things one way when it wasn't actually that way.
Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. So they're hoping that do people how much hope have they given? Are they giving you hope? Or do people make it through this and see the other side?
Um, Dr. Strom has very high hope. She said, you're going to get what you put into it. So if you give 110%, then yes, you can see that pinpoint tunnel and open that tunnel to come out of that tunnel. But it's going to be blood, sweat, and tears, because it's going to be a lot of having to relive some trauma. It's going to be having to refocus and start a whole new brain process and a whole new path. And instead of just reacting right away, I've got to learn how to take a second and think about it so I can do a different pathway.
Okay, so that makes sense, doesn't it? That kind of makes sense that you wouldn't want to go with your first instinct.
Correct.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Are you in traditional therapy?
I am in traditional therapy as well. So all of it will tie in together, and my therapist will stay in close contact with the neuro up in Denver so we can all be on one track, because if not, then it's basically going to be a wash.
Okay, okay. Yeah, my fiance actually knows a lot. She has Behcet syndrome, and that kind of popped up on her unexpectedly also. And she's got a lot of stuff going on with her nervous system. I want to connect you two. So
That'd be
maybe,
awesome.
yeah, maybe you can bounce things off. She's had Behcet's since she was 15, I believe, but the nervous system stuff, yeah, I want to connect you two. Maybe you guys can bounce
Okay.
ideas off each other because a lot of it, yeah, I've never heard of this. It's Yeah.
I have I have a booklet, and then I can, of course, send it to you right now. But if you're really interested, I have a link that explains this whole
Okay. So
FND
so
scenario.
what we'll do is after this episode, I want you to send me that link so I can
Okay.
copy that link and we're gonna put it all over the place. I'll put it
Okay.
on the YouTube channel. I'll put it so just to kind of inform people. How is therapy going? How long have you been in therapy? And is it hard to talk about?
Um, I I've been in therapy a little bit longer. Like I started therapy in January. Um, so about a year ago, and I didn't know I had this up until October when I started going in. But it's super hard to talk because I go to therapy, and then people will ask how I'm doing. I'll try and explain it to them. The outside world, since this is kind of new, they don't understand it. So sometimes when you explain it, they're just like, oh, so it's just for attention. And I'm like, there's different ways that I'd rather get attention than have to go through,
Yeah,
the seizures and not being able to have kind of a normal life, I guess you would say.
yeah, I understand that. I understand. So you started therapy after you found out you had this.
No, I started therapy prior because
What?
I was depressed. I felt like I had no purpose. Like and so then now I know why is because I have FND, and it can really mess with you. I don't remember the word. Um it's like neuro something suicidal, where you want to be dead, but you don't want to commit suicide, but yet you have those thoughts in your head, and it's caused from the PTSD and then from this neuro disorder. And it starts like back here, it's like this long, and it just clicks into your head, and then it just fires like a misfire that's just like, why are you here? Let's be dead. So
How
I
long?
fight that daily
Yeah,
battle too.
how long have you been dealing with that, with the depression and everything else? And what spurred you getting into therapy finally?
And what? I'm sorry, you cut out.
No, it's okay. How long have you been dealing with that? The kind of the suicidal ideology type thing? And what got you finally into therapy? What was the turning point where you decided to go to therapy?
Um, um, One of my best friends found me because I was at my end of my rope. I had just was done. Because you lose family, you lose friends, um, and I just didn't feel like I was needed. And so I thought, okay, well, I'm the problem, so let me take care of the problem.
Yeah,
So a friend found me, and so that's how I got into therapy and have been trying to get better. But I knew it was going to take a lot more.
yeah. Okay, okay. So it's been kind of rough. I think a lot of
Yeah.
people, I think a lot of people probably need to kind of dig into themselves and they don't realize it. And they tend to kind of maybe gloss over it and just they keep making the same decisions over and over based off of their trauma. Because there's a philosopher, John Locke, back in I think the 18th century. He said we're born with like a blank slate, and life will color in that slate, and then we see and we perceive our life through that slate, through our prior experience. So I think there are a lot of times I see, and myself included, where like I said, myself included, where I'll make decisions over and over, the same decisions that I know don't that I know it doesn't make sense, and I know that it's not. I like Kevin, you're making the same damn decision, right? Like you're doing the same fucking thing, And I think a lot of us get stuck in that cycle and don't really look any deeper.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's like this insanity that just keeps it cycling. And my biggest thing is it's like, okay, I found out my diagnosis and stuff, and it's like, instead of people being mean, it's like, why don't you ask and I can explain it? And if I can't explain it, then I can give you a link. Like, just, I wish there was a magic wand to be able to make people take a step back and try to understand a situation. Because I mean, I look fine on the outside, but of course, it's that inside that's
Yeah. Yeah. And
a little discombobbled right now.
are you feeling sort of alone from that?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry for that too. That sucks. That sucks when people we're all pretty selfish. We're all kind of self-serving, right? And some of us, to more of an extent than others, we're all pretty self-serving. And a lot of times we don't want to have to deal with something that we don't understand.
Correct.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. How's your relationship with your kids? You have 4 kids.
I do have 4 kids. I don't get to talk to them very often because I I feel like I did some damage to the relationships because I didn't know that I had this. So I don't get to talk to my younger daughter right now. She doesn't really want to talk to me. My second daughter, we talk just a little bit, and then my sons, I'll talk to them here and there, but it's not really as close as I want it to be.
Okay, so the trauma was affecting you long, long before the functional neuro disorder.
Yes.
Okay, if we could put maybe let's try to reframe it. Okay, so if you make it through to the other end of this, right, and you give it your all, and you make it through to the other end, maybe it was a good thing that this happened,
That is what
right?
my thinking is.
Yeah,
Yes, I'm thinking that once I can get to the other end, I'm going to be, a warrior, and I'm going to be able to help to share my story to get others to, get help.
yeah,
So I think once my kids see that I am fighting this battle and I'm going through therapy and I'm getting treatment, they're gonna um, come back and be like, Mom, we want to be a part of you. We didn't understand it. So that is my big hope.
yeah, and you'll no longer be making decisions based on your trauma. So
Correct.
maybe this was a higher power, or I don't know if you believe in a higher power or the
I do.
world or the universe or the God, the old gods or whoever you believe in. Maybe maybe it was a road that you were made to walk for a reason.
Yes.
Yeah, because we're still young. What, are you 52?
I'm 53, but I'm 33 with 20 years experience.
There you go. See, so you're still young, and maybe this is just
Yes.
a road that that's gonna have a good outcome at the end of it, and it needed to be walked.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So are you? I could know I was gonna ask the dumbest question in the world. I am off today. Um,
You can ask a dumb question. There's no dumb questions.
oh yeah, man, you don't
The
know
only
me
one
well
that's not asked.
enough. You do not know me well enough to say that. I could be pretty dumb. um, um, yeah. So obviously you're not dating. Obviously you're. Are your parents alive?
No, I lost my mom and dad.
Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to connect you with my fiance. to see if you
That'd
can
be
get some
great.
counts. Yeah, I'm gonna do that after we wrap this up. She'll be home tonight. She's a EMT, so she'll be home tonight. But she deals with a lot of, she knows a lot about the nervous system and kind of ways more how do you say it, naturopathic or like
Yes.
natural kind of
More.
cures. Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's basically my thing too. I'm just totally do it naturally, do it like holistically or what have you. I mean, I don't believe in all the toxins to be put in because I just think that that kind of messes it up even more. So any way that I can do this naturally, then that's what we're working on doing.
Okay, good. Well, we're gonna wrap this up, and I
Sounds
am very grateful for you to be on today. Okay.
I really appreciate it. I was hoping, kind of funny that I was able to do this because I wanted to go on my Facebook Live and do a blog because I want people to start knowing about this
Start doing
disorder and learning about it.
do that and put a YouTube channel up too.
Okay.
So put a YouTube channel up, inform people about this because that's going to help you. Helping other people is going to help you. Talking about it is going to help you.
Yes.
So get it out there, do that. Put a blog up, start a YouTube channel, start doing maybe weekly videos or something because that will, I promise you, that's going to help you feel less lonely. Because
Okay.
I've had times in my life where I was really, really lonely and the podcast was all I had. And it really helped because it was like, I've got people to talk to. I've got somebody to talk to. Even
Yeah.
they're just people out there on the interweb or whatever. That can seriously help with the loneliness. Okay.
Okay.
So put that
Perfect.
up. Please send me now. Put that up tonight. If you have, what are you doing tonight?
I'm going to be sending you a link
You're gonna send me a link
so
right
you
after
can
the
get that.
episode, and then you're gonna
Yes.
you do have the YouTube app downloaded.
Yes, I have a YouTube app downloaded.
Then you're gonna
The
start.
3 a.m. Yes.
Yeah, you're gonna start a YouTube page. Okay.
Yes.
And I will
Okay.
walk you through it. So if we have to do it over video, we'll do it over video. And I will
Okay.
walk you through how to do that. And you can do the introduction and you can make videos and you can put them out there. And maybe you can help other people not have to get to the point where you got to, right? And kind of
Right.
in a way, you'll be helping yourself. Okay.
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 Perfect.
Thank you for being on. I'm going to be waiting for that link.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Bye.
Bye.